In this lesson, we'll be going over how to create an EMC file for electronic batch submission of claims. The first step is to go under Billing and select Electronic Billing. If you haven't done so already, you can go to the electronic receiver setup by clicking on Setup and filling out the form. Before proceeding, you must have already signed up for electronic batch submission with your intermediary. This area can be populated based off of information from the companion guide or billing manual of the intermediary that you're submitting to. Name is for the name of the connection used in the healthcare assistant software. Intermediary name to submit depends on the requirements from your intermediary. The contact person and contact phone number would be someone at your office who your intermediary may contact in regards to any questions or comments in regards to any claims. The EMC file name is the name of the file that you're going to submit to your intermediary. The EMC process location is the initial location where the file will be stored prior to exporting. The submission file location is the location of the file after you have exported the file from the healthcare assistant software. The submission file format can be generated based off of the requirements from the intermediary. The submitter ID number is the number that is assigned to the agency to identify where the file is coming from. In assistance with populating qualifiers, please refer to your billing manual or your intermediary's companion guide. The receiver IDs are the IDs that identify the intermediary. Depending on who your intermediary is, these numbers may change. You can also select whether or not you would like to submit only your NPI number and your federal tax ID number as a secondary ID. Once you've completed the setup, click on Save. You also want to make sure that you're set up under the insurance carriers for electronic submission. Down here on the bottom right, your payer ID would simply be the receiver ID and the name that you would like to submit to, and the electronic receiver that you would like to use. Electronic billing is broken down into 5 different steps. Under step 1, you can do one of 3 things. You can create an EMC file, we can reset sent claims, which will be done in another lesson. We can also manage EMC files as well. Step 2, we would simply choose an intermediary. This is just selecting an electronic receiver setup to go by. Step 3, we would then find any unsent claims within the software. We can break this down by specific insurance company and also any specific coverage dates. If I leave this area blank, it'll grab any unsent Medicare PPS claims created within the healthcare assistant software. Once I've chosen my filtering options, I can click on Find Claims. The program will then scan through and find claims for review. Under Step 4 is where I review the actual claims I want to send out and include into the file. It shows me that I have 4 clean claims, 2 claims with warnings, and 2 claims with errors. I can then click on Preview Claims to see the specific information. When you're previewing claims, you can view the patient's name, the patient code, the claim number, the insurance it's for, the different type of bill, the claim period, and also the amount of the claim. Also, if you highlight a claim with a warning, it'll show you what you would need to do to change this and place it into the clean area. The same thing goes for any claims with errors. Now, some claims with warnings may allow you to submit the file because these warnings aren't necessarily reported to your intermediary. They are just built into the software to make sure that you have taken care of certain things such as marking the plan of care as final, making sure that the final claims plan of care has been signed by the physician, and also to make sure if any medical supplies were included to the claim. We will go over how to edit and correct these in another lesson. For now, I'm just going to include all of the clean claims and click on OK. Under Step 5, I would then create the submission file, and the file name is defaulted to the day's date that you are creating the file. If you need to submit a test to your intermediary, simply mark the file as test. For now, I will click on Proof List, and I can view a summary of my proof file. This information shows my agency's information, the patients included into the file, the claim periods, type of bill, charges, my expected payment amount, and also my episode amount. I can use this to cross-reference with my gen report or my response file depending on who my intermediary is that I'm billing to. If you go to Manage EMC files, you can also view the proof list summary from here, and you can also view the entire proof list simply by highlighting the .prf file and clicking on Edit. This shows you a little bit more detailed information on the patient in regards to the policy number, the claim period, the estimated episode amount. It also shows the TAR number and the physician's information, as well as the codes that are being billed for. Also, if it's a final claim, it'll show all the dates and all the visits that have been performed and that are included to the claim. Once you're done reviewing this information, simply go back to Create an EMC file and click on Process. The program then lets me know that the EMC file was successfully created under my C drive, under Program Files, HGS, Has4Win, EMC files, Medicare, and listed as today's date.emc. Or I can just go to Manage EMC Files, and it automatically opens up that location for me. I would then highlight my EMC file and click on Export. The program now lets me know that the file was exported successfully to the directory in my C drive under a folder named Claims, and it renamed the file to send0002.txt. Now, depending on who your intermediary is, they may have specific requirements on how they want their files named. You can refer to the companion guide or your intermediary's billing manual for that information. I will then click on OK, and once I am ready to submit my file, I can simply go to the directory, and there is my file waiting to be submitted to my intermediary. For information in regards to acquiring electronic submission software and also how to submit your electronic files, please consult your regional home health and hospice intermediary listed below.